PTF here once again on the In the Money Media YouTube channel, and also the audio version. When all these videos go up, we're going to do a long audio version. That's the true monster pod. That's where it got the name. These are really mini pods, if I'm being honest about it. But lots of audio only content for you YouTube folks if you want to subscribe to the In the Money Players podcast, wherever you get your audio. One of the people you'll hear on there and also read on our website from time to time. Young man, I've been very impressed with the sharpness of his opinions, both on our airwaves and on his own show, which we'll make him talk about for a minute too. Jackson Muniz. Jackson, how are things, bud?
Doing good, man. Appreciate the kind words and ready to talk some Derby. It's that time of year. It's getting very exciting.
Let's do it. Final Gambit is the subject of this video. We've seen horses take this synthetic route to the Derby with success before. Give us an overview of Final Gambit's credentials before we get into the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, you talked about, the last 3 or 4 years, the likes of Rich Strike and Two Phils have taken this route to the Derby and have had some success. So this isn't unprecedented territory for this horse. Lightly raced, very lightly raced. I like these type of horses though that, he was third first time out, then he was second, then first, and then they stepped up in the stakes company and he won with he won the Jeff Ruby Stakes. These improving types are the ones that you like because you don't really know where their ceiling is necessarily. They always keep improving. So he's a horse that at Turfway, again, he continues to get better and better with each start. He comes from way out of it. So I think his race 2 back, it was a complete bog that day. And he was coming around the turn. He's not even on the screen. And they come around the quarter pole, and he's way back there. He has a tremendous turn of foot. He showed it in the maiden breaker when he got up. Now, the number didn't come back that great. It was only 64 on the buyer. I believe it's about a 90 on the time form, which is about a 70 equivalent. So it was quite slow. And that was why I was kind of against him in the Jeff Ruby Stakes. But he got a great setup that day. They went so fast. I very rarely see first opening quarters under 23 seconds. That's what happened in that race. He did the exact same thing. He came from way out of it. And again, the quarter pole, he's still way out of the race. And he comes flying. And he won that race very, very easily in the end. It's not like he was one of these closers that, got a great setup and just got up the wire. He was 3 or 4 lengths clear and galloped out with a ton of energy. I have no doubts he's going to love the mile and a quarter. It just... the big question, obviously, is the surface.
Yes, that's what my next question was going to be. At a glance, you see not this times they run on anything, but, certainly no issue on dirt. And a Tapeta dam gives you hope at a base level that the horse is going to be able to adapt to dirt. I know you've done some digging into the pedigree. What did you find?
Yeah, pedigree seems like it'll be okay. You mentioned the Tapeta on the dam side. The dam never tried the dirt, but the one sibling has... both of his victories have come over the dirt, so you think it'd be okay. He's working over there at Churchill Downs right now. I think they're going to decide and see how he does. He actually worked this morning. Haven't been able to find any videos on it yet. Hopefully it'll be up pretty soon because I do like watching those and getting a sense of how he's training over it. So keep an eye out on that. I'm sure as we get closer and closer to the Derby, there'll be plenty of videos and you can see how he's training on the dirt. Obviously, trust Brad Cox to... That was the big question. I read an article they were saying they're going to leave it up to Brad. He's going to decide if he's handling it well or not. A couple other quick points about this horse. I did read it in the most recent race. Machado, who rode him in that race, interestingly said that he didn't think the horse is as good going in between horses. He wanted to park him really wide in that race because he doesn't think he tries as hard going in between horses, which would be a bit of concern in a 20-horse field when you're going to have to go from dead last and you're going to be 10 wide around the final turn. That's a bit of a concern. If you are a believer that the buyer only came back 90 for the Jeff Ruby, but the time form came back at 118, which is about a 98 equivalent, which, if you're comparing to the Bluegrass or the Florida Derby or the Louisiana Derby, that puts him right there with the winners of those races. Obviously, that came on the Tapeta surface, and he has to translate it to the dirt. But for a horse, it's going to be at least 20 or 30 to 1, I would have to think. That's not a bad way to go.
You said a few things I wanted to follow up on before I ask you the key question. You talked about the between horses thing, certainly a concern. A draw video and analyzing the draw, one of the things we're going to have for folks on the In the Money Media YouTube channel after it happens, obviously. We will also be talking about the workouts specifically here. You're going to get that information in a lot of places, but we're not going to be left out of the party. If you want all this type of information, just go ahead and subscribe to the In the Money Media YouTube channel. Also, while you're there and you're subscribing, click like on the videos if you're digging them, and let us know in the comments what you think about all this stuff. Also want to let folks know real fast that today's video brought to you by our friends over at Twinspires tournaments. The Kentucky Derby Betting Challenge is a new major in the tournament world. It's coming up fast, and you can win your way in playing over there on Twinspires. Just go to twinspires.com, navigate over to the tournaments tab, and hopefully we'll see your name on that leaderboard beside the likes of Jackson, who's had some success on that platform as well. Okay, key question, my friend. What's this horse's ceiling?
It feels like he's an unlikely horse to win. There's a lot of the major contenders in this race, and the Derby, it looks like, a couple weeks out, kind of have the similar running style, where they want to come from way out of it. I don't think he's impossible. I think if he does show up in there, he's in there for a reason. It's because he can't handle the dirt. And at a giant price in the race that pretty much always kind of falls apart, I would definitely be considering him to use in third and fourth and filling out those exotics.
I'll tell you what, the Bluegrass Stakes result gives me more hope about a runner like this with this running style, with East Avenue getting in and going to provide another one-way horse. Sometimes even when there's so much speed in the Derby, if they're worried about the mile and a quarter, etc., you can see horses grab and a Medina Spirit go out there and do his thing. But might be enough pace to consider a plotting type like this. In any case, Jackson, tell us where folks can get more of you.
Yeah, obviously be over in the Money Channel on YouTube and on Spotify, Apple, all that stuff. Over on YouTube as well, we'll be on the Gallop Out, and we're on there twice a week. We're not on this week, but usually we're gonna be on twice a week. And then HHA Racing Podcast as well on Tuesdays.
Good stuff. Always a pleasure having you, my friend. We'll be talking soon.
Thanks, Pete.